Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 is truly a sensational game. Out of all of the games in the Need for Speed franchise, this seems to be the most forgotten or neglected out of all of the titles that have been subsequently released. Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 is without a doubt my favorite racing game experience I've ever had in my entire life. And I was definitely lucky for it to be one of the games that were included with my PlayStation 3 way back in the day. It truly is a sensational racing experience, and one that if you've played yourself will absolutely be memorable. The reason that many gamers didn't enjoy or like Need for Speed Most Wanted when it came out back in 2012 was that this game was something that the players did not expect. Especially since it carried the Need for Speed Most Wanted name, a lot of gamers were expecting something different. People were expecting more so a revamped version of the Need for Speed Most Wanted that was released way back in 2005. I'll be honest with you, those two Need for Speed games are genuinely my favorite racing games around. They're truly exciting. While I've dabbled in the Gran Turismo series and other racing games before, I definitely do preferably enjoy the arcade races that Need for Speed produced, and these two games are definitely the standouts. These two games are significantly different, and while Criterion delivered a completely different experience, the quality of that game is still very high. Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005 was definitely a grounded street racing game, while Need for Speed 2012 definitely took a different approach. Need for Speed Most Wanted focused on catering and producing a high quality driving experience. The point of that game was to keep you in the action without pausing, without any interruptions for the longest time possible. Unfortunately for me, I wasn't able to interact with the online experience, and I'm sure those who have played it, hopefully they had a great time, but they can tell their stories down there in the comments. I played this game solo and I still had an absolutely phenomenal experience. It was fun all the way through. Exciting. The gameplay is absolutely beautiful. The gameplay, the art, the visuals are absolutely breathtaking. Even today, if you were to hop onto Need for Speed Most Wanted, hop on into your PS3, connect that HDMI, it still looks pretty damn good today. And the city of Fairhaven, truly one of my favorite racing game playgrounds ever. Genuinely an amazing place to race in. Very good, and it definitely does compete with the Rockport of Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005. Those maps are so memorable and of such high quality. Wow. Something truly special was achieved with those games, and yeah, genuinely something special. Now the difference is that Need for Speed Most Wanted was definitely more so a street racer that is more conventional, one that you're used to, one that has a huge amount of player customization. You have your money, you gain reputation, and you upgrade your cars incrementally. In Need for Speed Most Wanted, it's a completely different beast. You don't buy cars, you find them. You don't upgrade your weapons, or you don't change the color of your car. There isn't the customization that so many have fallen in love with. No. You use the car in the stock feature. You can't add a new component or remove a new component. When you go through the garage, that is the only time you're able to change the color of your vehicle. This is a completely different experience, but it's still really amazing. And you can see the Criterion were prioritizing fun and an exceptional driving experience over everything else. Everything else was tossed to the wayside. There is no story. The story in this game is completely abandoned. What you have is tasks and a great visual spectacle. The cars and the most wanted drivers that you face, before you drive them, they have this very cool visual spectacle, this cool demo video to show how beautiful the vehicle that you're trying to fight and attain. Very cool stuff, and you don't have to do the same things that you did in the previous Need for Speed games, tick a number of boxes. The only thing you need to do is gain speed points, which is essentially a reputation that allows you to race the blacklisted driver. Once you defeat them in their race that you are given, you are able to crash into them and you are able to attain that vehicle for yourself. As I said, the customization is completely different and very unique. You have to complete races and win them in order for you to earn the components you need for your car. I'll be honest, there were times when these got a little bit too frustrating and I ended up, switching to another vehicle because that race was possibly easier, or I was like, nah, this race is too difficult, it's not worth all the effort. It's very interesting because you are very contingent on doing those assigned races. You have to perfect those races in order for you to get the component that you need that will shoot your car into the stratosphere. And with Easy Drive, you're able to implement and take out and put in car components on the fly. Very, very cool. And one other component that I actually really liked about this game, that it was when you first discover it for yourself, it is so cool. The more that you use a particular driving part that you gain from winning your races, whether it be nitrous, your tires, whatever it is, they get upgraded. You will get reinflatable tires. You can get reinflatable tires Pro. You can get burn nitrous, and you can get burn nitrous Pro. This increases the quality of whatever part that you're using. If you have the nitrous bar, the standard one is a little bit short, but when you get burn nitrous Pro, it gets really long and you get a substantial wet shot of NOS, whether it be the power shot or the burn. Truly something special, and it's very cool. Not just that, but the visuals. My guys, I need to make this so clear to you. The visuals in Need for Speed Most Wanted are truly breathtaking. It looks amazing. The vistas, the amount of time and effort that was put into the city of Fairhaven is substantial. I'm not exactly sure what they were going for, but to me it seems kind of like a mix between something like London or another Seattle, or like it's a mixture of a British and American city mixed all together. From the accent of the police officers, you are able to determine that no, this is an American city and it's the American police department that you are dealing with here. But the vistas and the arts that they use, the city design, they take aspects that are clearly from London and clearly from some American cities. So it's a cool mix and a very cool map. One of my favorite maps ever. It's very large, very interesting. They're cool, very great highways. The highways are so good, and the city areas are very cool. The handling is so nice, so smooth. The most annoying thing I'd have to say about the gameplay is when you crash into something. Yeah, that's not fun at all. Crashing into something is thoroughly frustrating, and the crash animation is very long. Poof, crashed. It lets you know that you've crashed, and on top of that, you lose a substantial amount of time when you respawn because of that very animation. I'm so happy that they got rid of that annoying thing in the other Need for Speed games. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, there are police in this game. It is a Need for Speed Most Wanted game, of course, and you are able to escape from them, and they are very aggressive, they're fun, but you definitely are able to escape from them. Compared to other Need for Speed games, there is somewhere in the middle. If I were to give the police a rating out of 10, I'd have to give it maybe a 7, because I'd say on the higher heat levels, they aren't too aggressive. And the thing is, getting busted, there aren't really much of any consequences to getting busted. That is a little bit of an issue. The consequence mustn't be too substantial, but if it's like absolutely nothing, it feels like nothing. You don't really care that much anymore, because like, oh well, if I get busted, it doesn't really even matter, bro. Like, does it really matter? It doesn't seem like it. So there definitely are pros and cons to that, but that's just something you have to keep in mind with this game. But yeah, man, it's just truly a phenomenal experience. Technically, the little intricacies when you're playing this game are truly special. The billboards, the amount of freedom that this game gives you, just being able to pick up any vehicle. This game genuinely encourages exploration like a racing game never has before. You literally going out, exploring and looking into every nook and cranny into the world to find vehicles, to find little things, to find billboards, so you can gain speed points and to get a better understanding of the world. I know this map so well just because of me trying to look for vehicles and exploring this beautiful map and the cool races that you participate in as well. Very cool. And this game will always have a special place in my heart. It's truly a really great game, and I would recommend it to anybody. I would definitely maybe recommend you pick this up and play this on PC, so you can kind of get more so of a modern look, so you can bump up the graphics, bump up the resolution, play it on 60 FPS, so you can get a better racing experience, because this is definitely still an older game. That's something you do have to keep in mind. And if you probably played it, maybe it'll be a little bit fuzzy compared to the games we're used to playing today, but it still is a great experience that I'd recommend an individual who's never played it before to go ahead and pick it up. And guys, those are just my thoughts on it, man. This is a game that I really like, I really care about. And if you haven't played it, yeah, dude, go ahead and play it, bro. It's just great stuff. It's just great stuff. So guys, those are my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts down in there in the comments. Do you also like this game, or do you dislike it because it wasn't the Most Wanted reboot you were hoping for? I understand, but I think it's important that we appreciate games for what they are and what they actually achieved, instead of wanting games to be something else entirely. So guys, those are my thoughts, and tell me your thoughts down there in the comments, and let's have a dialogue. Take it easy, gents.